Every year we go on a special trip with good friends of ours. And this year we originally thought we would go to the Oregon coast, but circumstance had us going elsewhere, and it really gave us this opportunity to explore somewhere in Oregon that we had not explored before.
The great thing about circumstance is that it can become serendipity.
We are the learners and makers.
Oregon is the 9th biggest state in the United States. But despite having lived here for a good long time now, we've really seen mostly the western part of the state. There's an entire 2/3 of Oregon that we haven't explored a lot. So when we were planning our trip, we thought, well, we can go to the Oregon coast really any time of the year. But late summer is a really good time to cross the Cascade Mountains east and go check out some of eastern Oregon.
There's a really distinctive place called the Painted Hills. And this was close to where we were staying, and we decided to take the opportunity to go. We've seen a lot of photos from the area because it's a very, photogenic.
It's a really visually distinct landscape.
Yeah. And it did not disappoint.
Rolling hills on the back of the sprawling countryside, with paved roads on the backs of those hills, taking us all home to a new place. The sun is shining and we're gonna shine and sing. Ooh, 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 ooh,
What really got me too was the texture of the hills. They're basically eroding away, as hills are, but faster because it's like this crumbly texture that's the mix of the clay and the volcanic ash and everything that from that area. And it's just, when you're looking at it, the texture is really distinctive, and it looks like if you just touched it, it would go. I don't. That's not the case, but it would just.
It does. It doesn't look like this solid mass.
No. It's really, really cool. So we did a little hike around that area just to explore, and connected to it also is the John Day fossil. It's a national monument. Yeah. So we stopped in the ranger station there, which we haven't really stopped in ranger stations much.
No, but now that the kids are older, it was something that we talked about, and they were pretty interested. So we thought we'd go check it out. And this place is so well put together. The displays are fascinating. There are really engaging activities, and both kids were really into it. This whole area is just amazing. John Day is world renowned for the fossils that come from here. And we're not talking like dinosaurs. We're talking after the dinosaurs.
It's mostly mammals.
Yeah.
But
part of it is, we hear about Pompeii and how, there's just volcanic eruption and everything was just covered and preserved. And John Day's kind of like that. It's like Oregon's version of Pompeii. It's amazing, all the fossils.
There's just so many. It's really prolific.
Yeah. week after we got back, Connor wore his junior ranger badge every
Every day.
single day.
He was really proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really liked it. And it told us, like, I think we will search out some more of those opportunities going forward. Just seeing what's around us and what we can take advantage of that's close by.
Yeah, and it leads to just these other insights and conversations after the trip that just kind of keep the experience going.
Mm-hmm. So originally we said we were looking for a place on the coast, and one, it was really hard to find a place that could hold two families,
Mm-hmm.
and wasn't going to be like crazy expensive for two families. As you know, when you keep adding people into a place like Airbnb, it just keeps getting more and more expensive. And so we started looking broader field and a little bit broader and then a little bit broader until we were like looking at all of Oregon. And that's kind of how we ended up in Eastern Oregon. We found a place that was really reasonable and decided to go for it because it wasn't someplace we could go easily in the wintertime.
Exactly.
And it was going to be a little bit larger driving time, a little bit longer trip. So we decided, having the flexibility of the summer made it a lot easier.
Yeah. Where we stayed was a little town called Mount Vernon. It was about a 5.5 hour drive from Eugene. So we could be in this really nice rural area in the Ochoco Mountains, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just this beautiful landscape, clear skies, looking out of these rolling hills. It was a really pretty place to spend a few days.
Because this was a little bit further drive, we stopped a few places along the way, but we also stopped a few places on the way back. We found some great little spots on the way back.
Yeah.
And it became just as much a part of our trip, I think, as the place we
I
were
think
going
so.
to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One, we stopped in Prineville just for a little bit of a lunch break and get something to eat, stretch our legs.
One of the things we discovered was this really cool wooden playground in downtown Prineville. Massive structure, and with all these great kind of obstacle course like type setups
like
that
old
the kids could just romp on for ages.
fire hoses
Yeah.
covered in rubber or I don't know, but it was a great playground. We love looking for playgrounds that are unique and special. So if you happen to be going through Prineville, it's really just right off of the kind of main highway that goes through, and great spot for kids to stop, or maybe you're going and visiting out there. It was a great playground. The other spot we stopped was, you can't refuse, you see a big sign of ice cream and it says tasty.
Yeah.
And so we had to stop there and we all got a tasty treat. When we got a little closer to home, we decided to stop at the observatory.
So part of what's fun about when you're driving over the Cascade Mountains is you have the main road, which is Highway 126, but there's essentially the original highway, Route 242. It is windy and twisty, and when you think that people used to go over this in their old cars, it's kind of crazy to think about it.
It's only open during certain parts of the year, during the summer.
Yeah, during this. Otherwise, it's too snowy to be maintained. But it is a beautiful scenic drive because you are seeing the peaks of the Cascades, you are seeing the forest, you are seeing just such pretty landscape as you drive through this area. So it is a really nice way to have a little scenic drive as part of where you're going. Part of what's amazing about it, there's an area called the Dee Wright Observatory, and it's in the middle of this ancient lava flow.
It is like lava as far as you can see, basically. It just looks very barren. It's such a stark kind of landscape.
Yeah.
And it's like, it almost looks like a castle that like kids would make out of rocks. I mean, it's like all these lava rocks like stacked up on each other, and you go up this long kind of path ramp that coils around it.
Then you just look all around at
all these different
cascade
peaks.
and
What's so cool is they have these it's like a little view hole, and it tells you which peak it is that you're looking at when you look through it. And on a clear day,
you can see.
You can really see. Yeah, you can see them in there. It's just
when you're driving through the Cascades and you are seeing geology in action. I mean, you are seeing these massive volcanic eruptions that shaped the region, and I mean, have also like affected the world. And to see this, it's just overwhelming with the scale of what this must have been like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, if there was one theme for our whole trip, it probably would have been volcanoes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for going on our summer Eastern Oregon adventure with us. We hope you get to do some exploring in this region too. It is just incredible out here. You can follow our everyday adventures on Instagram at Learners and Makers. And be sure on YouTube to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you are the first to know about the videos.
We'll see you next time.
Bye. Oregon is the 9th biggest state in the U.S. We live...
Sorry, I was like awkwardly moving my hands. I think that's it.
Cool.